creating jobs locally, kazi kwa ground, facilitating digital jobs, kazi mtandaoni, and opening doors to opportunities abroad, kazi majuu. Through government programs, we are supporting youth with financial aid for international employment and enterprise development.
During our graduation, the principal told us about registering for the recruitment. So I said, why not? So I acquired my medical certificate. Then I was required to go for the visa. So I applied for the visa. It only took less than 2 weeks. So I acquired my visa. Then I paid for my ticket to go to the UK.
Nilipofika Birmingham Airport, already family ilikuwa isha organize gari ya kutuchukua pale airport. So tulipofika, tukachukuliwa, tukaenda direct kwa farm.
Jambo la muhimu zaidi ya ile ingine yote ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunapanga ajira ya vijana wetu.
Monetizing talent, boosting the economy, and making Sanani jobs a reality. This Jamhuri Day, we empower the youth for a brighter future locally and globally.
It's the 7th day of the 12th month, the year 2024. And you're just in time for the Legends Edition, coming to you live from Broadcasting House in the Green City in the Sun, others known as Nairobi, Kenya. I'm Edmund Mudibo. Karibu. And top in this bulletin.
The integration of Africa will be led by the integration of East Africa.
Rooting for East Africa. Inter-parliamentary games kick off in Mombasa County. Change of guard. Hussein Mohammed takes over as FKF president-elect. And changing cultural dynamics. New Ma age set to champion boy-child education and sensitize against gender-based violence. Asante sana for making us your choice for this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Maura. The 14th edition of the East Africa Community Inter-Parliamentary Games kicked off in Mombasa County on Saturday amid pomp and color as legislators across the region participated in various sporting activities. President William Ruto, officiating the start of the 12-day event, said infrastructure development remains key to opening up the region's economy. Ruto further revealed that Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, agreed to extend the standard gauge railway line to connect the region as part of the ongoing efforts of the EAC integration.
Saturday at the Mamangina waterfront in Mombasa, the scorching afternoon sun was not a deterrent as hundreds of legislatures led by the assembly speakers gathered for the start of the East African Community Interparliamentary Games. It was a rare show as legislatures ditched their formal suits for track suits, ready to make a run into the tracks. President William Ruto, who was officiating the start of the event, was also donned in sportswear and took a moment to get a feel of the tracks. And when he stood to launch the 12-day event, he called on the participants to use the opportunity to bond and unite as a region to put the East African Community Integration agenda.
I will forge forward, building on the firm foundation of the other heads of state who come and who have come before me to chair this community, to build a solid foundation.
Further, he revealed the region was focused on infrastructure development to ease movement of goods and people, and already an agreement was on the table to extend the Standard Gauge Railway line.
I want to give you more good news that we have now agreed with Uganda, Rwanda, and DRC that the Standard Gauge Railway will be extended from Naivasha to Uganda, to Rwanda, and to DRC, so that in a few years' time, they too can use the SGR whenever they come to Mombasa.
The House speakers on the bicameral parliament say the East African Community Bloc was critical in driving the region's economy.
Tumeomba ya kwamba Bureau ya Speakers iwe one of the recognized organs of the East African Community to make it easy for translation and legislation and implementation of the policies that you pass as the summit.
Katika uongozi wako kama mwenyekiti wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, jumuiya hii itaendelea kuwa kubwa, kuwa na nguvu na kuleta utangamano zaidi.
The official tournament is expected to begin on Sunday. Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania and the East African Legislature Assembly and Kenya are participating in the games. Among the games to be played include golf, football, athletics, tug of war, netball, volleyball, basketball and darts for persons with disabilities.
Police have commenced investigations into an incident in which 3 children were burnt beyond recognition after their family wooden house was razed down by fire in Maiburo village, Kapsogot location, Kericho County last evening. According to the area assistant chief, Charles Korir, the victims aged 12, 8 and 6 years respectively were alone in the house when the incident occurred. It is suspected that the fire was caused by an electric fault. The parents of the deceased, according to the police, were out on a traditional ceremony. The bodies of the 3 children have been moved to the Kapkatet Sub-County Mortuary Hospital for preservation and autopsy.
Ilikuwa kitu mwendo wa saa 10 na madakika juu yake, na ndani ya hiyo nyumba kuna watoto walikuwa wanalala. Watoto wakati ya miaka 6, miaka 8 na 12. Wakati huo kuna sauti ilisikika tu ambayo jirani alisema alisikia sauti kwa hiyo ikitoa kwa hiyo nyumba, alafu kidogo akaona nyumba inachomeka. Katika hiyo nyumba hakuna kitu ili okolewa hata kidogo.
The government has pledged to restore land ownership rights to residents of 5 settlement schemes in Nakuru County as per the High Court directive. Lands and Physical Planning Principal Secretary Nixon Career confirmed that the Ministry of Lands, in collaboration with the Forestry Department, will begin the process of demarcating the boundaries between the settlements and the Mau Forest, per the directive issued by the Environment and Land Court ELC.
Lands and Physical Planning Principal Secretary Nixon Career has assured residents of 5 settlements in Nakuru County that the government will restore their ownership rights as ordered by the High Court. The PAs who spoke at Kapsin and Mariashoni Ward said the Ministry of Lands and the Forestry Department will embark on remarking the border between the settlements and the Mau Forest as per the directives of the Environment and Land Court. Korir said the delineation of the boundaries will commence immediately.
Hii sheria amri ya kotini imesema tufuate ile legal notice ya 2001. Na vile tumekuja hapa na mheshimiwa na PS Mugambi ni kuja kuweka beacons ya boundary ya forest ikiambatana na ile legal notice ya 2001. Tukishaweka beacons, watu wengi hapa wako na mataito zao. Hapa Irrigation ndio tutamaliza mambo ya taito zao.
Imesema wananchi hawa wanaishi hapa kwa njia ambayo ni halali. Na tunataka tumshukuru viongozi wote ambao wamefika hapa siku ya leo kutoka vitengo mbalimbali vya serikali ambao wamewaambia wananchi wawache kuwa na wasiwasi. Serikali haiwezi kukaidi maamuzi ya mahakama.
The PS said that those who are allotted land in the settlements of Mariashoni, Sururu, Likia, Terit and Sigotik are known, and the government will ensure non-residents do not interfere with the process.
Hakuna mtu anakuja ati anatoka nje ati una shamba ya free. Kuna watu wameishi hapa na tunajuana, si kweli? Na committee na tunasema vile tumesema na vile wakili amesema, sisi katika serikali director ya survey yangu na committee na watu ya adjudication nimewatayarisha. Jana PS Mugambi amenominate watu wake ambao wataongoza mambo ya forest. Na tumesema hapa committee ya hapa ndio tashirikiana na wao, na vile majority leader ameomba that hii kazi ianze kabla Christmas ifike. Next week hii kazi itaanza.
Nataka tu nichukue nafasi hii ndio niweze kusema asante kwa yale yote ambayo imefanyika mpaka siku ya leo.
Environment Land Court Judge Justice J.M. Mutungi, in a judgment issued on September 30th, ordered that the residents whose land ownership rights were left in jeopardy for decades by an executive decision in 2019 should have their rights restored.
Community health promoters in Kakamega County are recording remarkable success in the services to residents following the acquisition of buffalo bicycles donated by an international non-governmental organization. The health promoters say the bicycles have boosted their outreach mobility and effectiveness, hence drastically changing lives in their communities.
Irene Nanjira, a community health promoter in Buloma A1 in Mumias East, Kakamega County, oversees 112 relief households monthly. For Nanjira's service provision to residents has been an uphill task, having to navigate hard terrain and long distances in a quest to reach 10 households daily, with timely medical referrals and emergency transport for patients, particularly pregnant women.
Wakati natembea pale awali, nilikuwa nafanya referrals. Unapata mama ni mgonjwa ama mtoto, community member ni mgonjwa. Tunafanya na hizi test kits ambazo tulipewa, nafanya nazo utafiti kama ni pressure na pima. Ukipata mama ama huyo mgonjwa pressure yake iko juu, ukimpea referral na ufanye follow up, utapata hakwenda mahali popote.
However, things have improved thanks to her acquisition of a bicycle to aid her work, donated by an international non-governmental organization, World Bicycle Relief.
Baiskeli ya Buffalo ambayo imerahisisha kazi yangu kama mwana afya wa kijiji. Naweza tembelea kila nyumba zangu zote kwa mwezi, na hata nikipata mgonjwa, haswa sana wale wa kujifungua, napigiwa tu simu, kuna mama mahali fulani, ama hiyo harakati ya kutembea nipate mgonjwa, na muandikia referral na kumleta hospitali na baiskeli.
Her story resonates with that one of Moses Makomore, another community health promoter in Esukurubi village in Mumias East.
Hapo awali nilikuwa nikitembelea nyumba kama 8, 9, 10 hivi, lakini kwa saa hii niko na urahisi wa kutembelea nyumba kama 20 hadi 25 kupitia hii baiskeli.
For residents, the donated bicycles is a welcome relief, even as they praised the health promoters for quick response to emergencies.
Ningependa World Bicycle Relief kwa wale ambao hawajapata baiskeli watusaidie ili waweze kutufikia kwa haraka kama hao wengine.
And so far we have provided bicycles to about 520 community health promoters. We are aiming to reach another 750 before close of the year.
Joseph Wahungu for Legends Edition.
45-year-old woman from Siaya County is seeking financial aid to access cancer treatment and medication. Judith Achieng was diagnosed with breast cancer in January this year, and treatment of the disease has taken a toll on her family's finances. Her husband, who is a public service vehicle tout, can barely afford her treatment, let alone put food on the table.
We meet 45-year-old Judith Achieng at her home in Siaya County. Achieng is struggling to walk, having undergone surgery to remove her breast after being diagnosed with stage 3 of breast cancer. The once vibrant omena vendor, according to her family, is now a pale shadow of herself as she is grounded at home, unable to continue with her demanding business.
Hii cancer ilikuwa ina grow. Wakati nilikuwa napata chemotherapy ilianza kupunguka kidogo. Lakini wakati nimeendelea ikafika chemotherapy namba 6, ikaanza kugrow tena. Ni kitu yenye ilikuwa ina grow, titi ikakuwa mzito, ikakuwa mkubwa.
She says she has faced challenges in accessing healthcare benefits from the recently launched Social Health Authority owing to delays.
Wakaniambia kwa hiyo SHA inatakana nilipe 750. Asa mimi nilishindwa nilipe 750 na wengine wanalipa 300. Sasa mimi mambo hii itakuwa namna gani? Asa bahati mzuri kuangalia ukapata wakati nilikuwa napata chemotherapy walituambia tulipe mwaka moja mbele ndio tupate hiyo chemotherapy. Usipolipa mwaka moja mbele utapata chemotherapy. Maana chemotherapy hiyo nasikia inachukua 30,000, 50,000 ndio upate chemotherapy moja. Na nilipata chemotherapy 8.
The financial burden occasioned by the disease is making it hard for her family to meet basic needs.
Na mimi kama jirani yake nimeona kama huyu mama nasumbuka, na ni mama wa soko, ana mbele wala nyuma. Bwana yake ni manamba tu kwa hii stage. Naomba usaidizi kwa huyu mama. Ako na watoto college, ako na watoto university, ako na watoto secondary, analipa nyumba.
She's now appealing to well-wishers and the government to come to her aid in meeting medical bills for her to continue accessing treatment.
Ningependa kuomba serikali unisikie, naomba msaada kwa sababu hata kwa saa hii sina mbele, sina nyuma. Hata nyumba sijalipa, mwezi 3 imepita. Msesa hii akitoka nje akijaribu kutafuta, anatafutia watoto wake chakula. Niko na watoto wa 6.
To contact and assist Judith, you can reach her on her M-Pesa number 0710179787, name Judith Achieng. Nancy Okwari, Legends Edition.
Meanwhile, diagnosis and treatment of cancer has received a boost following the introduction of a modern PET-CT, that is PET-CT, and SPECT-CT scanners at a private facility in Ruai, Nairobi County. The scanner, with modern technology, is expected to transform cancer and cardiac diagnosis and treatment. Additionally, it will enhance access to patients who previously were forced to travel abroad to access services.
According to experts, the PET-CT and SPECT-CT scanners will be vital in cancer diagnosis and treatment, and also for cardiac brain imaging, serving up to 15 patients daily. A nuclear medical physicist at the facility, Maxwell Songa, says the country is making advanced care accessible with the introduction of the machines.
Most of the patients that have been traveling abroad or in other countries such as India to go and seek for cancer medical intervention, it implies or it means that these services that the patient have been going out will be readily available. Our main objective and the main aim is to ensure that at least patients do not wait for more than 1 week to receive the PET-CT scan service.
With PET-CT scanner in action, a scan takes at least 27 minutes, providing clear and detailed images that are essential for accurate diagnosis. By introducing cutting-edge technology and offering specialized services, the facility is bridging gaps in healthcare accessibility and setting a precedent for the region.
So it depends on facility to facility, but this machine can easily do between 10 to 15 patients a day that can be scanned. Not just for cancer, also for cardiac and neuroimaging for the brain.
Joseph Wahungu for Legends Edition.
The government is set to rehabilitate irrigation schemes across the country in a bid to increase food production. Water and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Eric Muga says there is urgent need to rehabilitate infrastructure around irrigation schemes such as Parkera, which are old and can easily be washed away by floods. Opicho Chemtai with the details.
The country is still picking up the pieces from the heavy downpour witnessed a couple of months ago. Parkera Irrigation Scheme in Baringo County, which was constructed in 1956 during the colonial era, was not spared either. Its infrastructure was washed away after River Parkera broke its banks.
Infrastructure in the scheme is aging, not only here in Parkera, it is aging in Moya, it is aging in Ahero, it is aging in all these schemes. And because of the massive amount of maybe trafficable roads in our schemes, which we use to evacuate our produce from the farms to our off-takers, there is need to have a collaborative discussion between ourselves, our farmers, and the county government.
The CS also noted there was need for collaboration between the county and national government to ensure proper roads to ease transportation of farm produce to the market.
We are developing an MOU whereby the county government will provide the machinery, and NIA will chip in provision of fuel to enable grading of these roads.
Sentiments echoed by Baringo County area leaders who noted that if the irrigation scheme was properly equipped, it could revitalize the country's economy.
The area that's possible for irrigation, as mapped by the consultants, is approximately 20 to 30,000 acres around Lake Baringo.
That let us join hands together and see how we can start this dam for purposes of production of food in Parkera Irrigation Scheme.
Parkera scheme is one of the key irrigation schemes in the country as the leading maize seed producer. Opicho Chemtai, Legends Edition.
Well, on that irrigation note, you can irrigate your throat in this short commercial break. See you on the other side.
Say bye-bye to FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sport, music, entertainment news, live radio, and so much more at the palm of your hands. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital App in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital App.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Jumamosi tarehe 7 tutakuwa Usenge, Rarieda, Bondo, Ngia, Rabur, Yala, Matumbu, Kodiaga, Sidindi, Ugunja, Kadenge, Kanyaboli na Siaya Town. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
This year, as we celebrate Jamhuri Day, we focus on empowering the youth through global opportunities in labor migration, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. We are unlocking global opportunities in the creative economy, targeting job creation through 3 key pillars. That is, creating jobs locally, kazi kwa ground, facilitating digital jobs, kazi mtandaoni, and opening doors to opportunities abroad, kazi majuu. Through government programs, we are supporting youth with financial aid for international employment and enterprise development.
During our graduation, the principal told us about registering for the recruitment. So I said, why not? So I acquired my medical certificate. Then I was required to go for the visa. So I applied for the visa. It only took less than 2 weeks. So I acquired my visa. Then I paid for my ticket to go to the UK.
Nilipofika Birmingham airport, already farm ilikuwa isha organize gari ya kutuchukua pale airport. So tulipofika tukachukuliwa tukaenda direct kwa farm.
Jambo la muhimu zaidi ya ile ingine yote ni kuhakikisha kwamba tunapanga ajira ya vijana wetu.
Monetizing talent, boosting the economy, and making Sanani jobs a reality. This Jamhuri Day, we empower the youth for a brighter future locally and globally.
Have a complaint, or is something just not adding up with your pension scheme? It's easy to file a complaint directly with the Retirement Benefits Authority, and it's absolutely free. Just visit www.complaints.rba.go.ke and follow the prompts to file your complaint. RBA will acknowledge your complaint within 7 working days. Your complaint will be reviewed and addressed within 30 working days. Your time and peace of mind are important, and anyone dissatisfied with a decision of RBA can appeal to the Independent Retirement Benefits Appeals Tribunal. RBA is here to listen and resolve your complaint promptly, because your retirement should be stress-free. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Hey bro, nipatie hiyo risiti ya items. Wazi wazi.
Cheki, mimi sina ado hizo na
Excuse, nilete risiti yangu ya items. Asante.
Ni pesa ngapi? 3,000. Hebu nisaidie na ile receipt ya items.
Nimeshinda mili. I'm the latest millionaire. Marry me, baby.
Yes! Guys, nimeshinda laptop. Nimeshinda TV 50 inches.
Nice na Receipt Legit promotion kutoka KRA. Download Receipt Legit app, scan QR code kwenye receipt yako, ujishindie zawadi kem kila wiki. Kuna grand prize ya milioni 3 kwa washindi watatu, milioni kila mmoja.
Christmas ni sahi, ishafika na ni kubwa. Kweli? Hii Christmas ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 # option 1. Rudia. Star 570 # option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55 TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Na mbuzi moja? Na mbuzi. 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra. Na mbuzi moja? Iko 2 million Kenyan shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max. Na mbuzi mbili. Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Na ni kubwa. Hapa kuna ndogo ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
Welcome back. After shelving the age-set culture for close to 90 years, the Kaptier Maasai community clan in Kajiado East Sub-County has finally initiated a new age set. The new age set, Ilmeitaroni Lekedianye, captures males aged between 5 and 18 years. But unlike the other age sets, which have majored in culture, the new initiative will incorporate issues such as sensitization on boy-child education and fight against vices such as early marriages, gender-based violence, and female genital mutilation, FGM.
In a lush green field, a group of young boys donned in red Maasai traditional attire chant traditional songs as they are led to a gathering for an initiation ceremony. The elderly men and Il-Talala age group lure a bull to the slaughtering grounds as they sing soothing songs. The bull's mouth is then covered with a piece of traditional cloth. This act signifies a peaceful and respectful process that should be embraced by the young boys. Shortly after, a fire is started through a hand drill method, which consists of the use of a stick and a piece of wood, a method which is probably the oldest and the hardest. The elders then proceed to roast the meat on an open fire. After the delicacy is ready for devouring, it is then shared by the boys together with everyone present as a symbol of unity and love. There is a new age set in the offing, the Ilmeitaroni Lekeidiani. After 90 years of a break, the Kaputiei Maasai clan have gone back to its roots and named the new age set.
Walikuwa kwanza wamefunga hiyo kutairisha for the time being. Leo ndio wanafungua. Kwa hivyo kuanzia hapa leo wataanza kutairiwa. Na ndio sababu tunafanya hivi, sababu ni vijana wa shule. Ndio kama mtu wote yako na nafasi ya kutairisha, ndio apate nafasi.
The initiative takes into account sensitization on boy-child education, fight against vices such as early marriages, gender-based violence, and female genital mutilation. Boys aged between 5 and 18 years from Kaputiei Maasai clan, predominant in the metro part of Kajiado East Sub-County, will join the new age set after initiation.
Hawa vijana wa Ilmeitaroni wameanza sasa ile mafunzo. Ndio sababu tumewalete hapa. Hii boma ambayo tuko naye hapa ni ya kuanza hiyo age set.
Tunataka tuwafunze kimila, baadaye waende shule. Hatutaki mila ambaye inawatoa vijana kwa shule.
During the holidays, the boys have undergone a unique cultural sensitization session spearheaded by the elders.
Leo ni siku ya sherehe yao. Juu tulikuwa tumefunza na leo ndio tunakuja kusherehekea mafunzo yao ndio waende watairiwe.
The Maasai community remains among tribes that still hold their culture dearly. For Legends Edition, I am Teresa Mutai.
Women leaders in Nyanza have pledged to tackle the rising cases of gender-based violence, sexual abuse and teenage pregnancies in the region. This and more in the county's news wrap.
The leaders made the commitment during the annual Nyinam meeting, a forum that brings together women from the Luo community to discuss and strategize for the community's future. The leaders collectively resolved to address the vices that disproportionately harm girls and young women.
We are preparing to capture power come 2027, and that is why we are going to our grassroots and working round the clock. The women of Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Siaya, so help us God.
In Meru, a faction of Njurunjeke Meru Council of Elders has distanced itself from their counterparts who are supporting the formation of Gikuyu, Embu, Meru and Akamba Gema political arrangement. Speaking at Njurunjeke Shrine in Njeru, Tigania West Sub-County, Meru County, the elders, led by their chairman Adriano Yaro Yaro, say that they support the government of the day and dismiss the rebranded Gema.
Na Gema ilikuwa wakati wa mkoloni na ndio iliundwa na babu zetu kama Mzee Jomo Kenyatta na wale wengine, lakini haikuwa chama cha siasa, ilikuwa kitu ya kutuleta pamoja kama mandugu. Na wale wanataka kuifanya iwe chama cha siasa waache, ama wakitaka waje watueleze vizuri kama wasee wa Njurunjeke tujue wanataka kuuta nini.
We are all registered, tumejiandikisha na ID zetu tunajulikana. Ni kama kutuambia tujiandikishe, yule atakuwa Wangema yule ana ID ya uko, kama ni tuko na Waluya hapa Meru. Na hiyo Ngema tuko nao na kabila zingine zote wamejenga, wameoa kwetu.
Elsewhere, Kiambu County government has distributed piglets to men and youth groups in Kabete and Limuru sub-counties. Chief Officer in charge of Agriculture, David Kuria, said the move is meant to empower residents to build their economic independence through livestock farming.
Ward 5 ya Kabete ward, Kabete sub-county tumepeana. Kwa jumla hawa wamefaidika na nguruwe 200. Pia pande ile ya Limuru, vijana wa Limuru East walikuwa kama vijana 40. Vijana wa Limuru Central pia walikuwa, hata wao tukawapatia nguruwe 40.
And police have arrested 3 men who are found masquerading as advocates of the High Court in Nakuru County. According to Steve Mbugwa, the Law Society of Kenya Council member, the 3 suspects Okoth, Nahashon Mboya, Franklin Bosiri Onjweri, and Juvenalis Ono have been illegally operating under the name of a certain registered law firm.
We have managed to arrest 3 persons who are already being processed and are going to be produced in court on Monday under now for the charges for pretending to be advocates or pretending to be advocates. The persons we have arrested today, they are not in the same law firm. 2 of them are from the same law firm, and they have been running that firm for the last 5 years. Then the other one has a separate law firm, which we have information that he has been there for the last 3 years.
Meanwhile, the government has unveiled the National Electronic Single Window System, which has so far digitized over 94% of government services.
We have the National Electronic Single Window System, and we have another platform called the Information for Trade Portal. The Information for Trade Portal is especially important for those who are venturing for the first time in international trade, because basically what it does, it gives you a step-by-step process or procedure of how to export most of the key commodities from this country.
Finally, Agriculture Principal Secretary Kiprono Rono has cautioned farmers that the proceeds from the sale of tea next year is likely to dip after the shilling regain its strength.
I want to tell our farmers that this time around there will be some challenges in the sector because of our dollar also. We sell our tea in dollars, and you know that our economy is doing very well. And the dollar has come down from 160. $1 was 160 when this administration came, Kenya shillings. Now it is around 130. So there will be some little adjustment here and there on matters to do with the prices. So we need to work hard as a sector to make sure that we maintain better prices for our tea.
Timothy Kipnusu for Legends Edition.
A Braille booklet has been launched to provide information about tuberculosis to people or persons with visual impairments. The health-based booklet is a first of its kind, expected to bridge the information gap for the visually impaired persons who grapple with access to health information.
Persons living with disability have for long grappled with access to health information.
Accessing information has been a challenge, but unless you fall sick or maybe you hear from someone else, especially people with disability from the grassroots, maybe in rural areas, and those who can't access information, whether in social media or whichever sources of information they can acquire. It has been difficult to know these things pertaining health.
For the first time, people with visual impairment will have access to critical TB information in Braille. The booklet, launched during the International Day for Persons with Disability, aims to ensure they are no longer left in the dark about the prevention, treatment and care of the disease.
By making TB information accessible to visually impaired persons, we are empowering individuals with the knowledge to make informed decisions and choices about their health. This empowerment is not just a benefit to individuals, but a strengthening of our collective fight against TB and HIV.
Persons with disability continue to face a myriad of challenges in adhering to medication.
Hospitali za saizi bado hazijakuwa na hata zile madawa ambazo walemavu wanafaa kuwa wanatumia, zimeandikwa na insighted, wameandika na kalamu. Sasa tunafaa kusoma hiyo maandiko inakuwa ni ngumu, because kama umepewa mlemavu dawa ya TB, umeandika pale 1x1, ataziweka pamoja. Sasa hata jua kwamba hii ni 1x1 ama hii ni 1x2. Sasa hiyo ni changamoto ya kusoma hiyo dawa. So kama kumekuwa na zile jinsi ya kuweka hiyo madawa label, ili walemavu waweze kusoma na Braille, ndio waelewe vizuri, na kwa ni vizuri sababu anaweza confuse zile madawa.
Speaking during the launch, the Kenya Union of the Blind chairman, Dr. Chomba Wamunyi, said persons with disability have a right to timely health information like the rest of the population.
Disability inclusion in tuberculosis and HIV programs cannot be a token gesture. It must be a cornerstone of our healthcare systems. I therefore call upon the government of Kenya, that is Kenya Kwanza, through the Ministry of Health, to ensure that disability inclusion is embedded in all TB and HIV policies and programs.
The nexus between TB and disability is that 25% of persons infected with TB end up with audio or visual disability.
There is increasing evidence of impairments and disabilities associated with TB, particularly persons affected with the drug-resistant TB, such that, according to statistics from WHO, 25%, that's a good quarter of persons who get affected with TB, suffer some form of disability. In the past, we have seen people losing their hearing, and some of them are TB champions. People have lost their lungs. They have their lungs collapse because of tuberculosis.
For Winnie Ongoje, the Braille materials represent a new era of empowerment.
It has become so helpful such that the materials will help us to read and get to know what TB is, the types of TB, how treatment occurs, and how diagnosis occurs, and things like that. So it will help us also in the grassroots to go and advocate and sensitize other persons with disability who doesn't have this information.
In Kenya, 139 people get infected with tuberculosis every year, according to the World Health Organization, but only 50% of them get diagnosed and linked to treatment. Maria Ambo reporting for KBC Channel 1.
Well, it's time now for another break, but stay with us because Topi Lambila, our man, is coming with the sports news. Stay with us.
I've been to Dubai, China, and now off to the US. Courtesy of eCitizen, I've managed to get my passport just in time for my first conference abroad. Even you guys can get it. Link up with eCitizen. Service below stress. Service below stress.
Service below stress.
Shh. Star 570 hash. Option 1 kuna PS5 na ni full package na inakuja na JBL Party Box. Hiyo boom experience pia iko.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Jumamosi tarehe 7 tutakuwa Usenge, Rarieda, Bondo, Ngia, Rabur, Yala, Matumbu, Kodiaga, Sidindi, Ugunja, Kadenge, Kanyaboli na Siaya Town. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
To FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sport, music, entertainment news, live radio, and so much more at the palm of your hands. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital App in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital App.
Good evening, and it's Topi Lambia welcoming you to the sports segment of the Legends edition this Saturday evening. We start off with cross country, where the 2019 World Under-20 bronze medalist Samuel Chebolei of Kenya and World Under-20 silver medalist Lois Chepkwemoi from Uganda are the winners of the 10-kilometer senior races at the second edition of the Great Chepsaita Cross Country held today in Uasin Gishu. The KBC crew was on hand to find the following report. Take a listen.
Samuel Chebolei shook off stiff competition to emerge victorious at the Great Chepsaita Cross Country, clocking 30 minutes and 49 seconds ahead of Robert Kiprop Koech, who won silver in 30 minutes and 58 seconds, while Matthew Kipruto completed the Kenyan podium clean sweep in 31 minutes and 12 seconds.
Natarajia maybe nipate chance ya kurepresent Kenya kule Tokyo World Championship, so itakuwa ni jambo ya furaha kwangu.
However, it was a different tale in the 10-kilometer senior women's race as reigning 3,000-meter steeplechase African champion Lois Chepkemoi cut the tape in 34 minutes and 32 seconds to bag the gold, followed by Ethiopia's Mekides Shimeles Mola in 35 minutes and 57 seconds, while Kenyan Celestine Biwott completed the podium places in 36 minutes and 43 seconds.
I really feel so good. It wasn't easy for me, and I see it's a progression now for me, and I'm really working hard to make sure I qualify for World Championship this year. Next year.
Kevin Kiprop emerged the winner of the 8-kilometer under-20 race ahead of world champion Andrew Kiptoo Alamisi and Edwin Sanutia, who finished in second and third positions respectively.
The numbers are too many, and we have to see now how do we handle it next year. And we are thinking now, because of such the kind of magnitude that we have seen, we might now think to make it a two-day event, so that the events that are locally in nature, like for the youth and everything, the seniors, we can do it on the first day. The second day, now we do the international event according to the international standards.
Cynthia Chepkurui won a gold medal in the 6-kilometer under-20 women's race in 21 minutes and 17 seconds, followed by Yvonne Chepchirchir and Joycelyn Chepkemoi in second and third positions in that order.
Possibly, if you see in the sponsorship table, we are on the top. Yes. Because of the support we have given. And we've given it because it's part of the AK calendar, and it's part of the ways we are going to grow talent and to reward talent. Part of our plans within the Talanta Hela initiative is to support this kind of marathon.
The race, which was upgraded from the bronze level last year to the gold level, attracted over 10,000 participants, only the second gold cross-country competition in Africa after the Serikwa Classic.
Reports on soccer indicate the government has appointed a 36-member multi-agency team to oversee the planning and execution of the 2025 Africa Nations Championship, CHAN, and the 2027 edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. This decision follows a recent inspection by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, which set a deadline of December 31st for Kenya to demonstrate its preparedness for hosting the event. Let's take a listen.
In a Gazette notice dated December 6th, Cabinet Secretary for Sports Kipchumba Murkomen announced the formation of a multi-agency team tasked with ensuring that all necessary infrastructure and logistical arrangements are in place for both the 2025 and 2027 Africa Cup of Nations tournaments. The Project Oversight Council comprises Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen and the permanent secretaries from the Ministries of Sports, Defence, Treasury and Transport. The steering committee, chaired by former SECAFA Secretary General Nicholas Musonye, includes the Solicitor General and permanent secretaries from various ministries, including Interior and National Administration, ICT and Digital Economy, Tourism, Public Health, Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Citizen Services, East Africa Community and Transport, among others. The team's primary responsibilities will include fast-tracking renovations, mobilizing resources, and coordinating logistical efforts across the government to successfully deliver the Africa Nation Championships. Additionally, the team will collaborate with the Confederation of African Football, CAF, to organize team draws, match schedules, and venue allocations. They will also develop comprehensive security plans for all venues and team accommodations, ensuring full compliance with CAF's match protocols. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations is scheduled to take place from February 1st to 28th next year.
Hussein Mohamed has been elected as the new Football Kenya Federation President. Mohamed, alongside his deputy MacDonald Mariga, polled 62 votes against Doris Petra's 31 during the national elections held at the Moi Kasarani Gymnasium. after the 6 candidates failed to get the 50% threshold in the first round, where Hussein polled 42, while his closest challenger, Doris Petra, had a total of 31 votes, while Barry Otieno was third placed with 10 votes. Doris Petra later opted not to head the runoff, conceding defeat, leaving Hussein to coast to victory in the second round, where he polled 62 votes. Hussein, who has now made a successful stab at the top seat after a previous attempt in 2011, amounted to naught, has a huge task of turning around the fortunes of soccer in the country. His election is a fresh breath of air in Kenya's soccer administration comes at a convenient time, yet critical moments when the country is set to co-host the 2025 Africa Nations Championship CHAN and the 2027 AFCON finals alongside East African neighbors Uganda and Tanzania. Let's take a look. The national rugby sevens team Shujaa failed to qualify to the semi-finals of the Cape Town Sevens after finishing second in Group B with 4 points. The Kenyan team, coached by Kevin Wambua, won only one of their group matches. They defeated Australia 19-12 in their opening match, but were beaten 14-7 by Spain in their second match. Spain topped the group with 6 points, securing 2 wins over Kenya and Australia. As a result, Shujaa has been relegated to the classification matches. They'll face Argentina in the 5th place semi-finals tomorrow. In the semi-finals proper, Fiji will take on France while Spain will face South Africa. Some of the action from Cape Town.
There, Wardour, look at the way they finally get it to the open side from Samuel Asati. Variation is actually a dead duck, but it gets the job done.
Now they're going to go with the bump and run, Kenya. Aiden Akinyaki has been yellow carded and it is a penalty try. It's George Ordo. He gets away. Ordo! In the corner for Kenya.
Former Kenya Premier League champions Tusker FC have climbed to second position in the FKF Premier League standings after defeating Mathare United 2-0 at the Sports Pesa Arena grounds. The 2 goals were scored by John Juguna and James Kibande in the 21st and 36th minute respectively. In other matches, Kenya Police FC triumphed over Mara Sugar FC 1-0 at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos, with Omar Hamis scoring the decisive goal in the 45th minute. Sofapaka dominated Ulinzi Stars, beating them 4-1 at the Dandora Stadium, while Kakamega Homeboys were held to a 1-0 draw by FC Leopards at the Mumias Sports Complex. Nairobi City Stars won 1-0 against Murang'a Seal at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. Tomorrow, Posta Rangers will face Kariobangi Sharks, while Shaban FC will take on Talanta FC. Bandari will host KCB in Nairobi. In Mombasa, and Gor Mahia will play against Bidco United at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. Some of the action in today's matches. Maina Muriuki and Jacqueline Masharia were the standout swimmers during the Kiambu Aquatics Masters Swimming Championships held today at the Potter School in Runda. The two won their respective events in the tournament that attracted more than 150 swimmers. This is some of the action.
Kiambu Aquatics held their Master Swimming Championship today at the Potter School in Runda, with more than 170 swimmers aged above 24 years competing. The swimmers represented more than 10 institutions, including clubs, schools and corporates, among them Aqua Shark Fin, Blue Dolphins, Hospital Hills, Murang'a University and Equity Bank. The event also attracted a huge number of women, with more than 70 women taking part.
We have a team leaving tonight that's going to Budapest for the World Championships, but this is short course. Earlier in the year it was a long course, because Olympics is a long course event. So we're going for the short course championships in Budapest.
Jacqueline Masharia was the standout lady in the event, winning the 100-meter event in a time of 1 minute 47.05 seconds.
I've done Junior Olympics before in South Africa. It was amazing. I did it in high school, and now that I'm working, I'm doing my master's. I've just come back into the craft, and it's amazing. I swim with my sister, and we're members at Parkland Sports Club, and I think that everyone should have a sport, a hobby. The water has always been my life throughout the family, from generations, from my dad to my mom, and now to us, and I just can't wait to have the experience with my kids.
59-year-old Maina Muriuki was the standout male swimmer in the gala as he won the 100-meter event in 1 minute 51.63 seconds. 72-year-old Esther Kariuki was the senior-most swimmer in the tournament.
I have been swimming for quite a number of my years, just for therapy, for my physical fitness. But for gala, I just attended last year. This is now my second gala today.
The third edition of the gala will be held next year at the Kasarani Stadium, with the team being selected to represent the country at the World Masters Gala set for Singapore.
On the international scene, Manchester City twice came from behind to draw 2-2 with Crystal Palace as the champions' underwhelming run form continued. City's win over Nottingham Forest in midweek failed to herald the start of them rediscovering their form. And Palace considered themselves unlucky not to have won the tie. In other matches, Brentford defeated Newcastle 4-2, while Southampton lost 1-0 at Aston Villa. These are some of the action highlights from the EPL today.
Brentford maintained the best home record in the Premier League with a 4-2 victory over Newcastle in an entertaining match. A frenetic opening saw both sides score in the first 12 minutes, with Brian Mbeumo's opener quickly cancelled out by Alexandra Isak. Johan Wissa at home late on to ensure Brentford have now won 7 and drawn 1 of their 8 home league matches this season.
The EPL sports action from England gives it a wrap for the sports segment of the Legends edition this Saturday evening. Hoping that you'll be with us again next Saturday for another Bamba harvest on the sporting scene. But remember to keep it KBC, your #1 sports partner throughout the week. Remember, after this, we shall have the team of Kibangu Mfumu, Winnie Marie Jose, and DJ Salim on Bridge over Congo. Keep the date. Right after this, I'm Topi Lembila saying good night and keep it KBC. Over now to my colleague, Edmonds.
Well, thank you, Topi. And from me and on behalf of the great team that has made this edition, Legends Edition, possible tonight, sign language interpreter Lucy Maura. We don't take your time for granted. Stay well, stay safe, be blessed. Good night.
Hii ishafika na ni kubwa kubwa. Kweli? Hii Kristi ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 hash option 1. Rudia. Star 570 hash option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55 inch TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Na mbuzi moja? Na mbuzi. 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra. Na kuzivaja? Iko 2 million Kenyan shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max. Na kuzivili? Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Nani kubwa Hapa kuna ndogo ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Mungu anatarajia ukanyange hatua mbele. Wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi, wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha